won the White House in 2016, in part because of his promise to bring the American coal industry back.
We are going to put our coal miners back to work.
3 years later, we're seeing coal companies shut down at a near-record pace.
Right now we're in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, heading to a place called Harlan County. Harlan County is the heart of coal country up here, and it was largely a county that was built by coal mines in the 1920s and the early 1900s. And we're here because last July, Black Jewel Coal laid off 1,100 workers of this tiny populace, people who depended on coal for their livelihoods, and they were the last game in town.
The main reason why coal miners lose their jobs is not actually because of like green energy initiatives. I mean, there is certainly that certainly plays a role, but it's actually because of automation. We watched this? I don't think we watched this. I don't remember this at all. But the main reason why coal miners get f***ed over is because their bosses literally utilize automation instead, rendering them useless. And because they don't have any sort of ownership over the means of production,
thanks for being a streamer.
They don't have any other remedy or no other alternatives, or don't see any sort of like distribution of profits when inevitably that technological advancement increases productivity without the workers working themselves.
The story of Harlan is really the story of coal country across America.
Isn't automation good though, as long as there are programs in place for education or new sectors? Or no, automation is great. I love automation. I think everyone should welcome automation into their homes. The problem is not automation. The problem is, once again, and I repeat myself regularly, is capitalism. If everyone is benefiting, if all the workers have a larger share of the profits, like if workers have the profits to themselves and have a say in the business, they could all collectively say, yeah, of course we're going to want automation, because that means we can work less and still be incredibly productive, even more productive than we were. But the problem is that automation, especially when paired up with like machine learning, artificial intelligence, is used as a means to displace previous workers. If workers still benefited from the rewards of automation, and companies were not created in a way where only the business owners, the shareholders end up making the money, then automation would be welcomed.
And as this nation moves from fossil fuels to renewable energy, we're here to find out what the next generation of would-be coal miners are going to do.
But if they automated Twitch streaming, wouldn't you feel like you lost out on some fun / life satisfaction, even if you got the same or better standard of life? That's such a stupid fucking way. It's such a stupid argument, because like, I don't give a shit. If I had the same or better standard of life, like, why would I give a fuck if they automated Twitch streaming, I guess, and robots were doing Twitch streaming regularly? I would just like figure out another fulfilling endeavor, and it's the same as like anything else.
Now that that economic base and that financial future has been taken away from them.
Yeah, I love the satisfaction of getting black lung, dude. That's my satisfaction. I'm a coal miner, and the satisfaction I get is horrible workplace conditions.
Hey, chat.
I've come here to meet Joe Watts, a 24-year-old who, like the generations of men before him.
What about the workers who don't have the training required to operate those automation, or fails the training but are more hands-on rather than technical? So here's the reality, okay? There are a lot of studies conducted on this. There's at least a reasonable amount of empirical evidence to suggest that retraining programs simply do not work. Except my personal point of view on this, my educated guess on the matter is that those retraining programs don't actually look at retraining or don't actually cover training people to learn how to frack, for example. Okay? And what I mean by that is there are a lot of towns, there are a lot of industry towns, for example, like Pittsburgh, or there are a lot of towns in Western Pennsylvania that have completely restructured their industry around fracking. Okay, well, they didn't used to do fracking 20 years ago. They had robust labor unions, and they had different industries. Like in Pittsburgh, for example, they had the steel industry, right? So it's not like they, I mean, that's still technically retraining, and now they all do fucking fracking, and they love fracking. So that's still technically successful retraining. Do you understand? Does that make sense? So you could literally fucking, there is evidence that retraining, especially after a long enough time of just like joblessness, is a very successful endeavor. It's just that the government subsidizes fracking over renewable energy. If the government subsidized renewable energy, specifically the R&D side of renewable energy that maxed out the energy efficiency of renewable energy resources, then renewable energy corporations could be the new fracking, be celebrated everywhere they go in towns in a similar fucking capacity to companies that engage in fracking that is not all that great for the environment. Do you understand? The point is, chatter, nobody fucking is born with a bone in their brain that means that they're genetically predisposed to working in the oil or the fossil fuel industry. It's just that after a period of not having any income opportunities, not having any fucking jobs, they will literally gladly fucking take on a job that is well paying, such as fracking jobs and such as jobs within the fossil fuel industry.
Let's go.
And they will jump at the opportunity to fucking train and, become people who are a part of the fossil fuel industry.
Was raised on the promises of coal.
You got your hunting gear back here?
Yeah, hunting gear.
Joe, where are we at right now?
This is the Portal 31 expedition mine in Lynch. This is one of the first mines in Lynch. It was opened by U.S. Coke and Coal. They opened this mine and built this coal camp, you call it. This was the heart of this town for a long time back in the day.
Do you have any familial connection to this mine?
Yeah, my family, one of my mama's brothers, her uncles, and was one of the first people to work in this mine. And
now it's just a museum.
Yeah, it's a museum. This thing here, it shows the timeline of how this mine and this city developed from the 19-teens to when it shut down in 1963.
There's a picture of a kid back there.
Yeah, they was 10 and 11-year-olds coal miners back in the day.
Yeah, that could
It ain't no gravy job, and underground miners didn't have no easy job, that's for sure. They earned their money.
Yeah.
Everybody earned their money that worked in the coal industry.
Damn 11-year-olds, they earned their money. That's true.
Like good, clean, reusable coal.
He did.
Much like not being
We got laid off the day my
my
superintendent told me. He said, it's just a bunch of paperwork. They filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. He said, we just can't. They told us to send everybody home for a couple of days until they get this paperwork sorted out.
I wonder what happened to the boss.
3 weeks went by. A train was getting loaded. They laid us off, but they could still come in here and get a train and haul out the coal that we worked for and washed for them and got it ready, but they can still come in here and get it and take it out to make money off of it. Well, I never thought nothing about it, but 4 or 5 other guys, they got together on the tracks. When that train come out there, they stood in front of it and told them it ain't leaving this hauler with that coal. So they backed that train up, and it sat right here for 3 or 4 months.
The company was loading the train with over $1 million worth of coal when the coal miners stepped on the tracks and blocked the train from leaving.
That is fucked. That is so disgusting, dude. I hope they fucking use that Use the profits. They took all of the profits back from that. They probably didn't. Let's be real.
The next 3 months.
No way! No go! No way! No go! No way! No go!
How has the town changed since then? Or what have you noticed? Or have you seen any of your neighbors or anybody that you know really still suffering? Or
Everybody, well, our unemployment.
THX
You know, chat, you can make
HasanAbi.
fun of the accent if you want, but this region was one of the last major power centers for labor militancy. You should learn the history of what people in this region did for the labor movement. It's 100% true. There's a lot of good there. There's some bad there as well. Also, on top of that, even if you're like a liberal and you don't care and you see these people as like bad because, you know, they're probably voted for Donald Trump or some shit like that. You know, a lot of these labor unions were also a very effective way for every single person for all of these people to have political say, political power, and organize politically, and oftentimes, or not, if not all the time, literally vote for the Democratic Party. So liberals, Dems, this is the reason why these areas are no longer blue, well, among other reasons too, but certainly one of the main reasons why these areas are no longer blue is because there is no labor unions to agitate and urge people to go and learn more about the political power that they actually do have. Sure, granted, there was a lot of racism in the unions too, and being from Appalachia myself, the accent is funny. Yeah.
When you file for unemployment, you get 6 months of unemployment if you don't find a job. And my unemployment just ran out end of January, so now everybody's either gonna have to move or get a job somewhere else. Having to move on and to a whole nother city that you don't know nothing about, that your family ain't gonna be there, it's just gonna be you. And I mean, I'm a grown man, scared of that. It's just gonna be different not seeing my family every day.
Joe comes from a family of coal miners going back 4 generations, all of whom lived, worked, and raised families in Harlan County. His 22-year-old brother Jake chose college over coal, and he's back visiting for the weekend.
there's a lot of people in the national conversation, right? But they oftentimes talk about coal towns as being antiquated, right? A relic of the past, a part of American history that doesn't really have a place in the future.
People look at me differently when I say that I'm from southeastern Kentucky, or that I say I'm from rural Appalachia, or that my dad's a coal miner. People probably think most of us are stupid. They probably think people in this region are on opioids, or so I feel like that they're not worried about helping us because they see us as like subhuman.
Subhuman.
Yeah.
They don't understand until you've been a coal miner, till you walked in our footsteps, then don't judge us.
What was it like going into those mines every day?
First day's pretty scary. You never forget it. You go in, you're scared to death. You don't know if it's gonna fall or not. But after you're there a little while, you just learn not to pay no attention to it. But you gotta be aware because you never know what's gonna happen. Right. You might go in one day and not come out. I've seen that before too.
How does it make you guys feel to see the industry in decline in this town?
It's heartbreaking, really. Guys that work hard, all their life, and then one day they might get up and go to work. Well, you're laid off, that's it.
But you saw your son get laid off.
Yeah, broke my heart because he liked it real good.
I don't think it's right. I think they ought to respect him. I mean, coal kept his country on life support for a long time, especially back during World War II, making all that steel and stuff.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys 100%. Okay. What? You really have a 1-can mini fridge, bro? No, it's not a 1-can mini fridge, dumbass. I could put like fucking 5 cans in there. Shut the fuck up, silly bitch. I could put like 6 cans in there actually if they're like regular sized cans. All right? Shut the fuck up. It's just down to 1 can currently because I've been drinking. I've been using it all morning. Anyway. I could literally stack up 6 cans in there. It's a 6-can mini fridge, and it's fucking awesome. And the reason for why it's awesome is that it helps me avoid fucking, going up and like going to the fridge over and over again, and I can be a better reactor. Kind of like subscribing helps you avoid the top of the hour ads. If you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, that is, because at the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. Going hard to defend the mini fridge. You really love that thing. I love the mini fridge. It's so loud. It's so fucking annoying, but I love it. What is this? This meme sums it up. Oh God, it's a fucking 9gag meme. Be West Virginia coal miner. Vote Democrat to support union. Democrats don't like coal. Start voting for Republicans. Declining union membership. Republicans destroy unions. Like it or not, the reality here is, I mean, this meme is a perfect, accurate rendition of what exactly what happened. But
Imagine having ads Pepe.
here's the fucking, like it or not, here's the reality, okay? If they used this territory now, when there's like so much joblessness, for example, if they went into this territory and they were like, we're literally just gonna fucking build factories where we're gonna build microchips, or we're gonna build factories here where we build fucking, not microchips, but I don't know, renewable energy shit, like fucking solar panels or some shit, okay? Every single one of these dudes, especially if they were allowed to fucking unionize too, which, you know, probably never gonna happen. But every single one of these dudes will be fucking the biggest solar wind farm Andes, okay? Because that's how solar panels in West Virginia. No, I'm saying like a factory where you build it, man. Shut up. I'm not talking about like, I'm not talking about they're gonna fucking actually put solar panels in West Virginia mountains, okay? Or windmills or whatever. I'm talking about like the product. It's just they would be the #1 advocates for that, just like they're the fucking #1 advocates for coal. Okay? It's just all a matter of like whatever the industry is. And I hate the argument of like retraining, because retraining without job opportunities is nothing. Retraining for a potential job that you may get, of course that's going to fucking fail. But retraining when there's already a pre-existing job, well, that's just fucking training for your next job. And a lot of people gladly and willingly take on that. Okay? And they will literally love and advocate for it no matter what. So I hate the fucking learn the code sweaties argument, because it's not a guarantee they're going to get a fucking IT or coding job. But if there's already a guaranteed job that also features retraining within it in order for them to learn how to fucking assemble solar panels, for example, or learn how to assemble or manufacture microchips, for example, they're going to be the #1 microchip Andes, just like they love coal. That's how important your fucking labor is. That's how important your sustenance, your life, your livelihood is to you. That these motherfuckers love a job that literally murders them on a regular basis. Okay? They love coal that kills them. The guy's like, yep, you know, until you walk a mile in my shoes, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like, dude, like they literally rush into battle every day. Okay? You think those guys wouldn't be microchip Andes? You think they wouldn't be like massive fans of microchips? Or massive fans of whatever renewable energy initiative that allows them to put food on the fucking table? They would love that shit. It is what it is, okay? That's how it works. And that's precisely how, like, the fossil fuel industry takes advantage of areas that have dried up with job opportunities by going in there and being like, well, this is land that we can absolutely frack the fuck out of. And we need to bring people, and we need to, you know, have people work here. So we're going to give you 90 grand, and you're going to learn how to fucking frack. Why wouldn't you do that? If you're making 0 grand, and then someone comes into your town and says, you want to make 90 grand? Here, you need to learn a little bit. You need to learn something here. They're going to fucking learn how to frack. Microchips are made from automation. You know, I just like, I'm just using an example. Like, there's still job opportunities for fucking a factory that creates microchips too. As one of the folks from the hills, thanks for showing chat this, but holy shit, classism is showing hard right now. Chat doesn't seem to understand about these people being abused by the system. It sucks so much. This was an internal colony For the rest of the states, it got fucked up. Winged Appalachian says, yeah. These are literally the forgotten people, okay? Every dude living in West Virginia, just like, they know. They know that their fucking politicians don't give a fuck about them. That's the worst part. They're like, Eastern Kentucky / Southern West Virginia was 100% an internal colony. That's a great
4 months
description.
in my unfinished chemotherapy. It is a great weekend chat.
Fuck that chatter, dude. They are not forgotten. They have more power in the Senate than any other state. What? Are you insane, dude? You think Joe Manchin gives a fuck about these people? Are you psychotic? Joe Manchin just gives a fuck about his family's coal mine. That's it. Bro, that is an insane take, dude. You are so mistaken for assuming that, like, West Virginians have any fucking say in whatever the fuck Joe Manchin wants to do. How many times have I talked about the interests of West Virginians and the polling data in West Virginia in comparison to the way that Joe Manchin operates, dude? That is insane to think that, like, these guys don't want healthcare, bro. Like, yeah. If given the opportunity and they were like, hey, man, would you like to get your fucking teeth fixed? Like, they're going to be like, nah, dude. No way. Like, are you... No, they love having NGOs come in like they're living in fucking Rwanda. Okay? And, like, open up a stadium for a weekend where they can get free dental work from a fucking NGO. They love that, dude. It's so great. They already do that by voting Republican. Yeah, they're dumb. Okay, they fucking vote against their self-interest, but they also have no other, like, opportunity, because the Republicans literally turn around and say, hey, what's up? We care about coal. We love coal. I will literally shove a coal in my ass for you. Okay, we love coal. Also, black people are bad. If you're living in a segregated community already, you've probably fucking never seen a black person anyway, so you also are of that mindset.
Hi.
And then they say, you know, you can shoot your guns. Democrats want to take your guns, and they're like, all right. Fuck it, yeah, I'll vote for this guy. The other guy doesn't do anything for me and hates coal. Ruined my fucking job. And yeah, most liberals vote against their own self-interest all the time, too. That's true. That's true. Hasan trying to hold his hate back. Super left-winger, blinded big time. They said nothing about race, just like let everyone bring race into it. Dude, you are so fucking stupid if you don't think that the modern-day Republican Party, or just like conservatives in general, but don't use racial agitation as a fucking talking point. Like, I mean, Democrats do it too, but in the reverse side, where they're like, we love black folk. We really care about you guys. Please vote for us. The other side is racist. And then the other side is like, yeah, we're fucking racist. Vote for us, white people. And then neither side gives a fuck. Neither side cares. Republicans don't care about white people, and Democrats don't care about black people. The whole point is they don't care about people. They care about corporations. They care about the wealthy and maintaining that hegemonic power. Okay, that corporations have, corporate entities have, and the profit motive has over your fucking lives. And you dumb bitches in my chat still turn around and you're like, haha, I got him. He's bringing up race, dude. He's saying Republicans are racist. Like, why are you so triggered? Like, why? Do you think the Republicans care about you? If you're a Republican, like, do you think, like, why are you repping the Republican team? Like, they don't give a fuck about you. You're just a vote, maybe at that. Yeah, Republicans really care about this guy, dude.
If it weren't for coal, we might not even be here today. I mean, that's the way I feel about it sometimes.
You know, will coal still be a part of their identities?
I would think so. I would like for it to be a part of my kids' identity because it's always been a part of mine, and I couldn't imagine it not being part of mine.
Does the idea of leaving enter your minds at all?
Yeah, it does mine.
I'm telling you, it's literally like subsidies for renewable energy initiatives. All it takes is like 3 fucking factories to open up in this town. And then they are literally repping. In one generation, they're repping whatever the fuck they're generating, okay? That's all it will take. That's all it would take. If they fucking rep coal this hard, there's a reason for it. And that's because that was their fucking livelihood, okay? Imagine, They rep coal, which literally murdered them, okay? They still rep coal. Like one of the worst fucking industries to work in, okay? An industry that's like actively fucking killing them in the extraction process. And they still rep it because it was their fucking livelihood. All it would take, literally, all it would take is like for them to have a new way to make money. That's the point, though. When the job is so hard, it creates solidarity and pride. Certainly. But it doesn't matter. Like, keep going.
I won't pass the pass.
What?
So I'm going to be at Marion, so I can try to stay around here anyway.
Do you guys think there's a future here still?
Not really.
But you're gonna stay anyways?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
It's home.
Yeah.
In 2019, the coal industry suffered the sharpest decline ever recorded in American history. And for the first time ever, renewable energy surpassed coal in domestic energy production. And the effects of coal's departure are most apparent in the 6 cities that make up Harlan County: Benham, Cumberland, Everts, Harlan City, Loyal, and Lynch. Harlan County currently has the highest unemployment rate in the state of Kentucky. And according to the most recent data, more than half of the income of Harlan residents comes from either Social Security, Medicare, or food stamps. And all of this can be traced back to the decline and the departure of the coal industry.
Right now we're in Cumberland, which is one of the smaller cities in Harlan County that also was heavily affected by the closure of the Black Jewel mine. Right now we're going to go inside one of the local barbershops and just hear from some of the people who have been here for generations how these mines closing has affected life here in Cumberland. How have you guys seen this area change?
People not having a choice anymore of where they can go to work now, and people are leaving houses behind and, you know, everything because they have no other choice. And with a lot of the problem we have too is the coal industry still owns a tremendous amount of property here.
They own
just
like
shut
the land.
they shut everything down. They own the coal rights to it, so they essentially own the property. Well, when they leave, we can't do anything with that property.
Why not just move away?
Because it's home. Yeah. It is, and also, you know, in my instance, my home's paid for. So, am I supposed to just walk away from it and leave that sitting? Because the problem you have here is you don't sell your home if you try to leave, because nobody's coming in here.
Do you all feel like the government should step in, or do you put any faith in the government at all?
Our population has went down so quickly, and things around here that we're not that important anymore because we're so small now.
Yeah, and when coal fell off, that's when the opioid crisis struck.
I think without someone larger stepping in, you know, to be able to help us, then it's not going to go very far.
Churches in Harlan are some of the few buildings left standing offering any help to a growing population in need. St. Stephen's Catholic Church in Cumberland has one of the largest food pantries in eastern Kentucky and has become one of the last sources of hope for communities suffering in the wake of coal's departure.
In July, when I came here last year, people or families daily came to Holy Trinity Parish asking for food. And some people came and asked some money to settle their utility bills.
All right.
Third week, families come and collect food baskets. Last July, it was 275, around 275. And last December, it had gone up to 400.
Liberals hate these people. To be fucking fair, it's not like, I mean, look, we're looking at their plight currently, so it's understandable. And I want people to fucking exercise empathy towards people in this region. But like, it's not like they fucking love liberals, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like, let's get real for a fucking second, okay? It's important to practice empathy for those who have different opinions than you, regardless. Obviously, I'm not talking about like shutting down idiotic fucking takes in the chat. And ultimately, I want to give these people fucking healthcare. I don't give a shit if they don't want it, okay? I don't care. I want to give them healthcare. I want to give them fucking in the most authoritarian way possible. I want to fucking make sure that they have fucking healthcare, dental care, and comfortable existences where they can, like, you know, go on with their lives. They don't have to fucking fear that they're never going to have shelter over their head or food on their table. Okay. I don't give a fuck. Okay. I'm going to do that in the most authoritarian way possible. But like, don't for a moment act like these motherfuckers don't hate the other side either. But I think a similar thing, the way liberals fucking treat like Appalachians, this is going to be a spicy take. Okay? So get ready for a spicy take. The way that like liberals that live in big cities treat people in West Virginia and Kentucky is kind of like the way fucking racist people look at black people. Okay? They refuse to recognize that they are a product of their material conditions. Okay, they refuse to recognize it. They're like, oh my god, like all black people are a certain way. Like, yeah, so that's not true, obviously. And there's a fucking particular reason for why we criminalize black people. It's a way to continue the slavery system. Okay, through the prison system, through the criminal justice system. These people have no fucking power. They're completely powerless. They have literally been exploited their entire lives. All they know is exploitation. They don't trust any of the fucking systems. And at least like someone is speaking to their base desires. And that someone happens to be a dipshit who would fucking, melt them as biomatter. Okay? Literally, Republicans, if given the opportunity, would melt every single person in Kentucky for fucking fuel. Okay? They would turn you into biomatter. Most leftists do this too? What do you mean? Liberals pumped $90 million into the pro-Trump Democrat instead of backing the progressive Charles Booker in Kentucky? Of course. There are aesthetic lefties that talk down the rural laborers, sure, but they suck. Yeah, I mean, look. There are a lot of, like, the reality is that a lot of these people are living in nearly identical conditions to, like, the average like black or brown immigrant that's working in fucking the Bronx or living in the Bronx. Like, that's maybe worse, actually, as a matter of fact. I would even go so far as to say even worse than that, because at least like the person living in the 5 boroughs still has, like, by proximity, access to more amenities than the dude living in a fucking busted out trailer in literally third world conditions. Our houses seem nice, at least. They're showing the nicest houses, chatter. Are you crazy? They literally live in like they live in like the most busted out trailers, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? It's so bad. Like, at least they don't have to fucking deal with like police harassment. So that's like an advantage, right? Unless they're engaging in some kind of like fucking labor organizing or labor militancy. But why can you criticize their houses but we can't criticize your house? Insane hypocrisy. Please do okay buddy today, by the way. As someone who has grown up in a rural community in a busted out trailer, I can tell you the living conditions fucking suck. I live in Chicago now and it's infinitely better living conditions and amenities. Yeah. Living in a fucking city gives you a lot of amenities. Even by proximity to wealth, you get like additional advantages, like infrastructural advantages that you can't even comprehend that these people will never have. Okay? Like, never. And a big part of the reason why they will never have that is because of motherfuckers like Joe Manchin, dude. They literally just do not care. Like, the politicians in these regions just don't care. This is Kentucky we're talking about. They literally vote for Mitch McConnell, dude. They got nothing. I don't even know how you could ever save this area either, by the way. I don't know. I don't know how you could, because there's
me not feel crazy feeling like
with the abolition of labor power, with the abolition of labor unions, you destroyed the only way that there was any opportunity for community organizing in this area. People are living like 30 miles away from one another, okay, in like little population hubs. There's no way to get every worker and their interests realized and to organize. It's just nothing. I grew up in the hood, but is a couple miles away from affluent tech towns. Our public schools and social safety nets are a lot better compared to other places because of money. Yeah. Like, even proximity to wealth alone that you get, even if you live in, like, I mean, it depends, though. Like, I'm not going to, like, Chicago is an example where it's like your proximity to wealth in Chicago kind of doesn't matter because of how heavily segregated your city is. You know what I mean? Like, how deliberately segregated your city is, that they have, through fucking meticulous and surgical precision, basically cut you out of the same system. Actually, a lot of cities have that as well. Do you think mega millionaires like Bezos would fund something like Squid Game? Yes. They would. If it made money, they would. From the southern Kentucky area, and how much you really don't understand it at all. Lol, lefty, by the way. Wait, me? What did I say? That... What the fuck do you... Wait, what do you mean? The Ciroc kid. I'm from a few towns over here. Automation is a problem because it's a complete shutdown. Tyler Childers, Cole, great song. And from the southern Kentucky area, and how much you really don't understand it at all. Lol, lefty, by the way. How much more empathy do you want me to show? I don't understand. Like, I already described it. Yeah, you have no clue. I mean, I literally don't. I don't. It's not even a meme. I don't. Like, but I think I do a relatively decent job at fucking describing the conditions. And more so the underlying reasons, or rather the reasons for why people feel the way that they do. I know more than most fucking lefties and liberals do with respect to, you know, the reasons as to why people feel the way that they do, the anger that they feel, the frustration they feel, this disillusionment. Tyler Childers, the white Kentucky country song singer with a Black Lives Matter bluegrass song.
That's what we have to do. That's what Jesus wants us to do. Feed the hungry.
How often have you guys come down here to collect food from the pantry?
Every time they...
How heavily does the community depend on the church providing this?
A lot. Some of them depend on it a lot.
Has it gotten worse since the mines closed? If it weren't for the church and the other churches in the community helping folks out around here with groceries...
Some of them starved.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about your future here? You think you're going to stick around Cumberland when you get older, or...?
I don't want to stay here. And my daughter, she's their age. I want her to go away.
Do you have a concern, though, that if that population continues to grow, rather than rely on the church, people will just start leaving?
It will happen. It will happen.
What do you think the future of this county is?
Kind of deteriorating. We are Christians, we are followers of Jesus. Our way of working is that not blaming or cursing the darkness.
Oh, he's saying you're wrong about most people in Kentucky living in trashed out trailers. A big exaggerated stereotype about people from the South. Yeah, of course, not everyone fucking lives in trashed out trailers, man. Jesus Christ. It is the worst example.
But to light a candle.
And this might be a really difficult thing to talk about. You mentioned that the house is at risk of foreclosure. Someone might come and take the house. If the worst comes to pass.
Also, Lefty, by the way, fucking called people dope heads, dude. Like, a lot of empathy for other people in your own fucking neighborhood, dude, if you actually do live in southern Kentucky. Dude, most people I know work travel jobs as like myself and make more than 100K. Yeah, it sucks, but it's what we do. Dude, nice attitude you have, Ciroc kid. Fucking calling people who have like absolutely been destroyed by the opiate crisis, dope heads. What a reductive way to approach that issue. And then following up and saying most people make 100K. I wonder what that motherfucker does as a job that he makes 100K a year traveling. I wonder.
My gay friend told me to start watching you, and now I'm gay.
He has to be 13. No, he's probably
And that does
fucking.
happen. What's
Probably fucking either. I mean, maybe trucking, but I don't even know if trucking in Kentucky pays that well. But probably building shit, like building pipelines or shit.
what are you all gonna do?
Maybe traveling salesman that sells like medical equipment.
I can't answer that really. I'd hate to go through it. It can happen. I'm trying to get Social Security too. The banks gave me 2 extensions since I got hurt, and I don't have no more.
How much longer was that last extension?
The last one was 6 months, and it ran out last month. I don't know how much longer I can hold that. And I'm trying to do the best I can.
Green Boba 2024.
Are you worried that all your kids are gonna have to leave, find a job, and find a future?
Yeah, I am. They'll probably have to go off to get a good job.
Yes, I heard the dono. My gay friend told me to start watching you, and now I'm gay. I got it.
I hate that. I really do, but I can't blame them either. But like I say, it'll always be home
most
here.
people I know don't make 100K, so good for you. The average here in KY is way lower than that.
How do you feel about your little brother getting out?
It's just, some people's different. Some, like, he didn't care to leave home, you know. That's why I didn't leave when I graduated. I didn't want to leave home, but I just wanted to come out and work and make money. But sometimes I look back wishing I would have went to college and chose something different. I feel like I ain't got nothing.
Where are we at right now?
We are up here in Partridge, Kentucky. This is where me and all my buddies, we all come up here and hang out.
When you were younger?
Yeah, rifle oilers, whatever. Yeah. This is an old deep mine. I can't remember which mine it was. It's Norfolk 4 or 5 or 6. They named a bunch of them.
It's wild up there.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So quiet, too.
That's why it's so hard to leave this place, for me. But you can see, I mean, everything you see right here has been handled by a dozer or a dump truck or been blasted. Trying to hit that rock over. It's probably 150 yards or so. You wanna try it?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I believe I seen some dust roll off of it, you know what? You ought to come up here and we'll deer hunt one time.
Yeah, I'm down for that, dude.
That's just what we do right here. We deer hunt and coyote hunt and fish, ride four-wheelers. I'm gonna have to tough it out to make money somewhere, so I might as well get it started. I'm just 24.
The youth of Harlan County have found themselves in an unprecedented position. Generations who spent their lives following in their parents' footsteps have finally arrived at the end of the road. And in this moment, we're seeing a glimpse of America's future.
Coal was just a rock in the ground for anybody knew. It was worthless without the people that actually went in there and got it.
A generation of young people in industry towns across the country who were raised for a future that no longer exists. And as cleaner and cheaper renewable energy signals the end of an era for coal country, no amount of EPA restrictions being lifted are going to reopen their minds. And if a new opportunity doesn't breathe life into Harlan County, it's not the generations prior who pay the price. It's the youth of tomorrow who live with the consequences. Through the lives of Joe, his siblings, and young people all over coal country, we can see cycles of poverty and inequality play out in real time, with no clear answer of how these cycles will be interrupted.
I don't think the government is going to come in and help Harlan at all. I think that if Harlan ends up doing anything more than what it's doing now, it'll be because the people in Harlan want to try to pull it out.
And if your only choices are to vote for what's been an empty promise to protect the lifeblood of your town, or to vote for someone who wants to cut it off completely, I wouldn't put faith in the government either.
Yep. That's right. That's the situation.